Are we live? Yes, we should. Do we have audio? We should have audio. Let me check everything. Excuse me. Gonna check something to see if everything works. I think it does. Do I have audio? Yes. I quickly had to check. I probably should have checked it on my PC and not on my phone. I could probably check it again. Let's see. Ctrl V. And then I should hear myself talking. Yes, we have audio. Hopefully it's loud enough or clear enough. If it's not, please let me know. Anyway, we are back in Blender for this vehicle design. I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete all the lights. Delete that. Yes. I'm just gonna work on the design for a little bit, and then after that I think we're gonna model a little scene around it. I don't want to spend too much time worrying about all the stuff. I have my pure ref. I probably should move it to the other screen. Load recent. Look, I got all these armored personnel carriers. At first I kind of wanted to go for the one here in the middle, but maybe we're gonna change it up a little bit. Currently I'm not really happy with the design. I like the little pads and things. Maybe it's because these things down here, or the supportive stuff, is really detailed, and the thing itself is not. Maybe that's part of the problem. But so far I don't really like the design too much. So I feel like I should mock up a little design first, and then after that I should check whether what I want. So I'm gonna experiment with a couple of designs first. I'm gonna add a cylinder. Where is it? It's over there. Grab. So we're gonna work on the vehicle a little bit first on the y-axis. I was like, what if we make it circular? And then my microphone is in the way. Let me see. I need to check this out. Alt Control B. Control B. How can I change the width, depth, absolute maybe? I could probably do it like so, and then couple more loop cuts here, and then we can grab that, and then we can join that, and then scale. We could do it something like that, right? I'm experimenting with reasonable complicated shapes for me. I have no. Where shall I start? I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I need to start writing things down or something. We did this a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago or something, and then I made this yesterday. It's one of the vehicles that it is the vehicle that I created, the APC, and then I made a little scene and pasted some soldiers in it. It's not great, but it is something. The thing is, I'm a little bit lost where to go next. I want to improve my skills, or I need to improve my skills, because they're not at the point where I want them to be. I have this. I'm planning to build a portfolio this year, and I think I can do it. I just need to. Basically, I just need to work at it, but I have a really hard time concentrating and figuring out what to do and actually finishing the pieces. I've talked about that a lot in the past when I did painting as well, and I am stumbling upon that same problem again, is that I spent way too little time in actually creating and finishing a piece. Thanks. Yeah, he is a great inspiration for me. He actually inspired me to pick up painting again and to. Well, at first it was more of a hobby, but now I'm trying to become better to, in the end, get a decent job as a concept artist or something. Maybe just keep it on YouTube. That's fine by me as well. The problem is, I spend too little time on my work. I rush it, and I need to learn that it is okay to spend like 5 to 10 hours on a piece, which is probably normal. But usually I'm like 1 or 2 hours in, and I'm like, yep, it's done. Well, if I spend a little bit more time on it, I can actually make it the standard that it needs to be. So, yeah. I need to come up with an idea for a scene that I want to model. Because we have this, I had this idea of this sci-fi armored personnel carrier. Maybe I should just continue with what we have and see what I can do with it. Because we need to model the vehicle anyway. And then we do a little scene around it, which doesn't have to be very complicated. It can be just a hangar where they make them, for instance. We can think about that later. We want to focus on the design of this thing first. But I don't really like it. I think I'm gonna expand it a little bit. I want the design to be not very generic. It's a little bit generic now. So let's move that up. Yeah, that's probably a really good idea to do. And I should make a list of images that I want to do, because I look a lot at images and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I want to make something of that. And then I have this sort of mountain of images in my head, but I have a really, it's really hard to pick out the images that I want from that. So I really need to sort of sort that out and write it down as something, organize the stuff in some way that that makes sense. It's really elongated this way. Yeah, I think that is, it's not necessarily better, but it's more, yeah, it's definitely a better shape. It's more interesting. All right, let's change this up a little bit. Let's make the back a little bit. Let's turn off proportional editing. Let's make the back a little bit less sticking out. Grab X. I don't think I want it like that. Yeah, I think this is better. So we want a door in this part. So let's grab this. I'm just gonna model that. That's usually the best solution for me. Just start working, because I can think about stuff all day if I want to, but it doesn't get the work done. So at some point I just need to start modeling, and I don't really worry about making the perfect geometry, because we're gonna paint in Photoshop anyway. So this is more about getting the basic shapes down, and we can worry about geometry later, or not. We don't want to worry about that at all. Yeah, it's quite sleek, the design. I think I want to put some engines on the top or on the side here. These things are used for landing, and I need to model some of these suspension parts, as it were. But we're gonna do that later. We're gonna worry about those tiny details later. Let's add some loop cuts. Yeah, as you can see, it's not. Oh, we can fix this actually. Putting a knife. I think it's fixed now, right? Yes. No, let's not do one. Yeah, let's do one in the middle. No, let's make 3 then. No, let's do one in the middle. And then even. Let's do one here. And the other side as well. Wait, why is it? Doing what it does? Oh well. Maybe we just keep it like this. Have a little bit of asymmetry going on. That may actually be quite good. Just gonna pull this up, scale this down. Yeah, why not? And pull this up, scale this down. There we go. Some little details. All right, so we want an engine here, an engine there. Let's model those. Shift A. Let's start with a cube, because I have an idea actually. For the first time today. Wait, why don't we just subdivide this 2 times? 1 time is probably enough for now, by the way. Grab that edge and that edge. Grab on the y-axis like that. Grab those edges, extrude, and grab, bring them up. I need that, that, and that. Grab, bring it in like that. And then we're gonna bevel these. I need to bevel more. Like 3 times, probably, for now. We don't want to overdo it. Control B, like that. I could probably bevel them all at the same time, but I'll do a big one here and a really small one there. Do I like this shape? Not really. I don't like the big bevel there. I think I prefer a big bevel here. Like so, and we can actually add 2 more. And then we go with for a the tiniest bevel here. Very small one. But let's not do that there yet, because we're gonna mess up the geometry. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I used to do that a lot in the past, and I probably should still do that. I'm a little bit too quick to jump into Blender straight away. Thanks, I'm not really good at Blender yet. I have the basics down. I started it like 1.5 months ago. I started it in the beginning of March, so yeah, that's a little bit over 1.5 months, almost 2 months now. But I'm reasonably happy with my progress so far. It seems really daunting at first, but I followed well, in the Blender community, it's really well known. The well-known donut tutorial, and after that, I sort of decided to just start on my own and started modeling stuff that I thought looked cool, and so far I really enjoy it. That's probably not a good idea. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. And then the back, how are we gonna do the back? Something like that. I think I want to grab this edge. Grab it, move it along the... yes, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna actually do that along this whole engine thing. So we're gonna grab this and scale it, and we use proportional editing, so that means that the rest of the geometry also scales. And now we have a nice little want it like that. You know what? I'm gonna scale it manually. Wait. Oh crap. I know what happened. I just created an account yesterday for ArtStation. I hadn't done that yet, but it's a really good source of inspiration. Yes, I'm really glad that it did it, and it hopefully allows me to post some some stuff in the future as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna scale this. Yeah, now I just need to grab a knife along the z-axis. Knife on the z. Not sure what I'm trying to achieve here. I have an ID. May not be the best ID, but it is an ID nonetheless. No, let's not mess up that geometry there. You know what? I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna do it like that. There we go, that's better. Extrude. And then this is our exhaust. And then we can actually do a little one here, maybe? Something like that. Select the edge, bevel it. Nope, not Ctrl B. Alt, Shift. Select all this. No, not that one. This. No problem, mate. Yeah, I hope to see you around. I'm going to try to stream every week. I used to make videos, but I don't know. This practice stuff is not really great to create a video about, because then I have to think about the video and about the stuff that I want to practice. So I decided to just stream my progress. I thought that would be better. So you can probably find me once in a while on the YouTubes. Alright, this is the engine. It's huge. So I'm gonna scale it. And then I'm gonna put it somewhere over there. Boom. And then we're gonna rotate it along the x-axis, something like that. You know what? I think we're gonna rotate it just like that. Still quite big, but maybe that's not too bad. And Shift D, mirror. Only Y, right? Yes. So that's something. You know what? I'm not done yet. I'm gonna grab this edge. I'm gonna scale it. No. Like that. Yes, that's better. Alright, that's the engine. I don't like the back of it, but we could probably put something like that on it. A round exhaust or something. Let's see. I need to continue. We can do shade smooth, right? Shade flat. I don't know. Alright, there's that. Then let's continue with this one. Yeah, all these edges are messed up. Trying to figure out whether I should continue with this design. Yeah, let's just continue. Let's just duplicate that, mirror it, Y global, grab it, put it like there. Let's try to check it from the bottom. There we go. Something like that, and we need some sort of attachment. So let's model that. Z. There we go. That's better. All right. Scale Z. Further scale X. Grab. Subdivide. Add some loop cuts. It's probably not the best way. Someone with modeling experience. You know what? I like them this way. Will probably say how wrong I am, but bevel like that. A bevel like segment should be enough. Is there an edge that I selected? I don't want it. Wireframe. What happens if I extrude this? Yeah, there we go. Oh, we can delete that. That's no biggie. Boop. Alt. Nope. Shift Alt. No. Shift Alt. Yes. Nope. I don't think we need that one here. Deselect everything we don't want. And then extrude it down. Face. Delete faces. Delete. Delete faces. Create a face. Face. And a face. There we go. Fixed. Alright. A big spoiler. Grab Z. And I have to edit it a little bit, of course. Alt H. Scale. Y. What happens if I select these as well? Scale on the Y. Oh. And then if I want to model it perfectly, I should probably mirror it on scale on the Y. But yeah, and there we go. Alt H. Still not great. Shift H. We need to bevel some stuff. it's gonna cause trouble. I should probably follow some tutorials about keeping your mesh cleaner and stuff like that, because it's brutal. It's bad. You know what? Let's not bother with it. Oh well, it is what it is. It's this now. We probably want to attach it here as well. Yeah, we should bevel it a little bit. What happens if I add a subdivision to it? It's actually not too bad. I think I'm gonna just apply it. Maybe add some loop cuts here and there to sharpen it, but maybe not even that. What? Oh, we have that loop cut there. Shade smooth. It's not that great. Let's add some quick materials to it, and then we're gonna add. I think I keep the shade the smooth shading. We need to change this a little bit, and then we're gonna do the angle and the more sharp edges with armor plating and stuff like that. I think that's better. Let's do that first, actually, instead of adding materials and stuff like that. Let's go to object mode. Let's select all these. I don't think, yeah, we want to select these as well. Grab Z, move them up a little bit. There we go. All right. Can I add a yes? I have an asset library. As in, I have one asset in a library. But I'm planning on building that asset library out with all sorts of stuff. I want to add these to the asset library, and yes, I could download a bunch of assets from internet, buy them, and they're free ones as well. But I want to increase my modeling skills. So at first, I think I'm gonna make the assets myself. So All right, that's the base. Let's make some more stuff for the suspension. Shift. Wait. Suspension, propulsion. No, Shift D. All right. Scale on the Y. Oh, that's actually quite cool. And scale on the X. And then Shift D, and then mirror on the Y. Grab. Grab Y, something like that, and then Control J, join. All right, Shift D, there and there. Let's rotate it 90 degrees along the Z axis. Oops, where's my ship? There it is. Rotate it on the X axis, like something like that. And now we just need to position it in a reasonable way. We can scale it a little bit. Grab, no, grab Y, something like that. Yes. And then Shift D to the X. And scale it on all axes, I guess. Rotate it a little bit further. Grab Y. Grab X. Oh, like that. And Shift D. Over there. Mirror Y global. Grab Y, and then something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shift D, Y, whoop. Mirror Y global, whoop. Grab Y, book. There we go. That's the suspension. We're gonna move these to the asset library at some point, but that's something I will do in my own time. So we're gonna build the asset library with all these kind of cool stuff, and then we can kit bash a thing like this a lot easier. All right, that's that, and now we want to get some armor plating. So let's start modeling some armor plates. I think I'm just gonna use I'm gonna grab this, put it over there, boom, and then I'm gonna just start by adding a plane. No, we're just gonna, I was wondering if I should do an image, scale it down a little bit, edit, scale on the Y, and then extrude a little bit like that. And I want to add all sorts of detail to it, but I think I'm gonna just, you know what, Shift D. What if I duplicate it? I think I'm just gonna do some panels like this first, and then rotate 90 on the Y, no, on the X, rotate 90 on the Y, rotate 70 on the Y. No. Rotate minus 90. No, not like that. Rotate minus 90 on the Y. And I should check, yeah, if I press minus, I should change that still. My computer starts recording. Why? Yeah, so we're gonna do something like this. Mirror, Y global, and then Shift D, 0, 0, 0. A little bit, scale on the X, scale. It's really loose now. I wonder if I should keep it this loose and then start texturing, and then from the texturing add some details, or if I Shift D, reset the rotation. There's probably a better way to do that. I'm wondering if I should, as I said before, if I should, I can't talk and model at the same time. 0 on the X and a Y. Let's go for minus 1.1. This, and then the Z is 0.1, 0.2, and then we also rotate along the Y. No, something like that, and grab Z. Make this 7 instead, and make this minus 1.5. Shift mirror y global. Grab z. Make this 2. 5 even. Something like this. It's really rough, but and these are way too thick and big. I probably should do patterns like I did here with the array modifiers, and I model some stuff next to it. I think I'm gonna do that, yes. So I'm gonna delete those. You know, I'm just gonna delete all of these. This one as well. I'm gonna scale this one way down. Grab it like this. On the Y, move it a little bit. Grab Y. Maybe even grab Y. Edit. Go to edit mode. Add a loop cut up there. And grab these edges. Grab and move them. Wait, I want to grab. Oh, I want to do it like this. Edit mode. These edges. This one as well. Grab Z. Something like that. Look, we have a perfectly armored thingy like that. We could even go as far as adding another loop cut here. Grab these 4. Grab Z like that. And then I probably should bevel it all. Or we could just add modifier bevel. Yeah, that's maybe too much, but something like that. 0.01 is probably better. Yes. We should do that with this one as well, by the way. Bevel. .01, and the same goes for this one. Bevel. The array or the bevel doesn't really matter in the order in this case. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna move that, and we're gonna fine-tune the position of these things probably. Rotate it 90 degrees on the X. Grab it, move it. Yes, probably a little bit closer. Grab Y. All right, and then add an array. Add it to to the y, minus 1.2 probably. And count 5, 7. 7 is too much. 6 is perfect. And then Shift D. And then mirror Y global. Boom. Move it out a little bit. There we go. Just needs to barely touch it. There we go. That's some easy armor plating. We probably could do something. We probably could do it differently. I do it with this method for now. So yeah, that's it. Shift D. We're gonna reset all this 0. Scale Z. Make it a little bit thinner. Gonna add the bevel. And then we're gonna grab it, put it, grab it, Z, grab it, Y, put it at the bottom. Hide the suspension. Oh wait. Hide. Rotate. Something like that. Grab Z. There we go. Boom. Alt H. There we go. That's another armor plate. Yeah, I'm starting to like it. Not necessarily this shade flat. How does it look without? Yeah, I'm gonna do it without the subdivision. How about a bevel on the entire thing? No limit. Doesn't bevel the edges for some reason. Modifier. And my armor array is totally off now, but with the armor it actually looks a little bit better. Still don't know. It's probably because the geometry is all messed up. So yeah. And I have to live with it. Alright, let's worry about the bevel. Let's worry about this one. Z 2.5 maybe? That's better. grab Z. Curve. I could let it follow a curve and then make the curve sort of follow that. Let's not bother too much. I think I'm just gonna do 2 arrays. One for this part, so that's can be 4, I guess. Grab Z. Yes. And then one. No, this can be 0. Shift D and then mirror the Y. It's not perfect in any stretch of the imagination. But hey, it's something. Mirror global, only Z-axis. Grab Z, something like that. Shift D. Edit mode. Scale. Scale on the Y. Yes. And then grab on the Z. Yeah, those little kinks in the armor, or the little portions where it's bended, go a long way. It's only a tiny bit, but it just changes the shape so much. So we're gonna do that with these as well. These are just too plain, and I noticed that the ones I did on the side here are a lot better looking. So we're gonna do those. We're gonna do a array at the top here and stuff like that. I'm gonna flip this one. No, we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees on the X. Yes. A little bit further. Rotate it on the Y. Scale it a little bit. Ooh. Wait. Then we also need to do something a little bit around that suspension stuff, so that we sort of mask it a little bit. And after that, we after we've done all the plating, we should probably put it in its own collection, because otherwise it's going to get lost. All right, yeah, that's looking a lot better than it initially was. I might move the middle parts, these parts, a little bit to the back. Grab X, move them here. Grab X in the middle of that armor. So we have some, maybe we can add a sort of a machine gun port here and here as well. We want some weapons on this thing. So yeah, what time is it? How long have I been streaming for? More than 1 hour. I'm gonna take a short break, and then after the break we're gonna continue adding some armor plating, and then I think it's time for some adding some textures and stuff like that, and then doing a little scene. I'm not sure if we're gonna finish it today, but I'm gonna do my best to get as far as possible, and hopefully we can make some cool sketches with it. I'm taking my time, that's for sure, but commenting and modeling at the same time is quite a challenge. So I'm gonna take a short break. I will be back in, like, I don't know, where is it? Break. There we go. Let's get rid of this one. All right. Yeah, let's get I feel like we should do it like this. Scale Y. Look, it's a little bit more interesting. Yeah, it's a tiny adjustment to the to the plates, and they're much better looking. So we're gonna keep that array, I guess. Or shall I just make new ones? Let me guess. Let me think. I mean, I can edit these. Problem is, grab. We can just get a new array modifier. That's not the most difficult thing in the world. Get some loop cuts. And then scale Y. Do it like that. Grab Z. Z. Rotate on the Y. Rotate it a little bit, so. Alright, that looks a lot more interesting, right? Rotate on Z 90 degrees. Grab. Excuse me. We probably need a bespoke. What a nice word. A bespoke piece for that area. Look how much better it fits. And then we rotate it along the Y, I guess. Yes. Grab it, plonk it down so it almost touches. Yeah, that fits way, way, way better. And then we're gonna array it. Array 0 minus 1.5. Yes. Yes, look at that. It's amazing. We're gonna get rid of the array. I'm gonna grab this, rotate it on the Y. You know what? Let's reset all the rotations. Let's edit it. Add a loop cut. grab Z. Just a tiny little detail. Look at that. Rotate 90 degrees along the Z. Make it 270. That's also correct. Then I don't have to put in minus. Otherwise my OBS will start recording. Which I still have to change because it's a silly setting. Or a silly key that I set to or made the record button. Minus 1.5, and we want to have 4, I guess, and we're gonna rotate it so that it sits more or less flush against the ship. I'm gonna delete all these. We're gonna keep this one. We're gonna reset the rotation. And remove the array. Now we have a sort of a basic one that we can still adjust. We probably should do something with the engines as well, but maybe this is an armored engine from the get-go. It can be a thing. So yeah, it's starting to get there. I think we're gonna just duplicate this one. Transform, make the Y 0, make the X 0, grab them, put them there. You know what, if you make them smaller, and then tiny bit bigger, maybe grab Y, and then yes, Shift D, Y, mirror, Y global. Look at that. Look at it. It's a beauty. Shift D, Y, grab X, mirror, Y global, grab Y, and then make it 4. Or we can do it like this. Nope. I'm just gonna do it like that. We also need parts that are not really armored. There's probably armor underneath it as well. We don't have to worry about it. But we need open parts because we want sort of a we want varying levels of detail across the thing. Shift D along the Y. How about there, mirror Y global. There we go. And then let's say we do 2 on this one. And then we put it on the Y. No, we put it grab X. We put them there. And then for instance we do a bigger panel here. So we're gonna duplicate it. We're gonna remove the array. We're gonna grab Z. And then no. Let's edit it and then make a loop cut. Grab this edge. We could extrude it, but we can also grab it X. Something like that. And then we can do this, for instance, do it like that. Extrude that. So we have a little piece of extra detail on the thing. Mirror. This is actually reasonably good. You'd expect it to be the other way around, so I think that's why it works. And then maybe we need a sort of a I think I'm gonna duplicate this one. Grab Z, grab it over there. Edit mode. Grab this edge. Move it there. Scale on the Y. Maybe a little bit big. But I'm gonna add a couple of loop cuts. And then I'm gonna go in, grab that. And then we're gonna grab that. Like so. I'm gonna rotate it on the Y. Let's not rotate it. Let's just, oops. Yes, grab that, and then we need to do it on the Z. All right. Edit, loop cut. Grab that on the Z. There we go. Grab it, put it there, rotate it a little bit, grab it, boom. As in, grab Y. Boom, it's really big though. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it, and then we're gonna make some small additions there. I need to make sure that my coffee doesn't get cold. So let's just drink it. Then it cannot get cold anymore. All right. Let's save it. I think I forgot to save it for quite some time now, which is never good. I think, can we do one more in the array? Yes, let's do that. Let's do one more in this array as well. All right. I think I like it so far. Let's just, you know what? I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna remove the array. I'm gonna reset the thingamajigs. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna rotate it. Maybe scale it a little bit. And then I'm gonna Shift D it. Rotate it 90 degrees on the Z. And then rotate it 90 degrees on the X. Nope. Rotate it 270 on the X. Grab. Oops. No, not T. Rotate X. Not sure if I like it, but let's add an array of like 2. No, I think it's too much. At least that one. I think I'm gonna keep it like this, otherwise it's just gonna be too much. We don't want to clutter it with too much stuff. I'm gonna see if I bring this in. I'm gonna scale it down. Grab it, put it there. Mirror Z global. Grab scale. You know what? Rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis, yes. On the y, yes. Rotate it on the x. Something like that. What about we Shift D it? rotate it on the Y. Wait, don't hide it. Grab it. They don't have to be perfectly aligned, but hey. Alright, so we got some machine guns on it. Shift D, Y, mirror, grab Y. Yeah, it has, it changed a bit, right? I've been busy. Thanks. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. We can remove or move that one out of the way. Oh, we still had a base here. Oh well. So yeah, maybe it needs some detail down at the bottom. Not much. It depends whether I'm gonna do a bottom view or a top view. The bottom is not great. So I'm gonna I probably have to model some more weapons. I'm not gonna put more machine guns on it because that's too repetitive, I think. I also need to think about, do I want more armor here? I think I do. I'm just not sure how I'm going to do it. I think I'm gonna keep the bottom pretty undetailed. Just focus a little bit around here and here. Yeah, let's just continue. Duplicate that. Oops, there we go. Make sure that we sort of get the scale right. Scale it on the X. Yes, I think that's probably right. Add some loop cuts. Oh, I don't want loop cuts there. I want one, and I want it there, and I want one, and I want it there. Alright, we want this to sort of wrap around that, so I'm going to grab this edge, move it down, rotate that a little bit so that the form stays more or less the same. And sure to only move it along the z-axis. And then I'm gonna rotate that along the y. Nope, let's not do that. Let's just grab this. Something like that. And then we just need to wrap it around the not sure if it's gonna work. Maybe we just use it as a sort of a fender. How about that? Not sure, it looks a little bit silly maybe. But it sort of protects these parts from falling cartridges and stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use it as a sort of a fender. Let's see. Is this the correct width? Probably. It kind of works, right? Duplicate. Grab it. And then we're gonna mirror it on the Y? Nope. The Z? Nope. The X? Yes. And then, do we do an array? Just to make things easy for ourselves. Like that. Yeah, it looks great. I'm happy with it. Shift D, X, no, Y. Something like this. Yeah, and it's now it's time for the tiny details, little tubes, little vents, little fences, stuff like that, and then it really comes alive. The design. In the beginning, you have this sort of blob, and you're like, does that become a vehicle? Yes, in the end, it will. We can do that with different techniques. I think we're gonna do some tubing and stuff at the bottom. Most of it. Let me see. There is a little technique. If you do Shift A, add a curve, and then in edit mode, delete that. Delete vertices, and then select draw. Then we can, and then we can draw this, and then here in the curve we can set a, there is like a geometry offset, right? No, extrude. Look. Hi Picasso. Yeah, you missed it. You missed quite a bit. We continued from from last week, and yeah, I added a bunch of detail. So yeah, It's going somewhere. The problem is I am drawing curves, but it's not snapping to the surface. I think we can make this 0.5. Then if we draw this, ooh, that's. Wait, that's. And then we also need to do this. No. No, we don't need offset and we don't need extrude. Depth. That's it. There we go. Look, now we have a magic way to build tubes. The problem is I need my tubes to be on the surface. There we go. Look, now we can add tubes on the surface. This is gonna be tricky, or maybe not very tricky, but I'm just a little bit scared, that's all. Look, we could geometry, we could put this to 0.5 and really add some detail to that. The problem is I'm really scared. I don't know why. Normally I can draw, but sort of. Just a little bit scared to do this by hand. Wait, if I draw this and I set this to extrude. Oh wait, this is actually kind of cool. Then we can just shape it like this. Delete vertices. Select all, delete vertices. I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to start drawing these. I don't know what it is. It's just I'm really scared. I'm like, I don't want to ruin it. It's not that I'm gonna ruin anything. All right, let's just try. Let's just try some stuff. So let's say there is a tube running from there to there. And then we're gonna extrude it. I'm gonna grab this and then we're gonna extrude it along there. And then extrude it towards. Oh wait, we can just, and then extrude it. Plus, whoop. Kind of works. Kind of does. Let's run some tubes from the machine guns. Let's make them a little bit smaller. Oh wait. Shift add. Curve. Where is my curve? Bezier curve. Add mode, delete vertices, and then we have the draw. And then depth 0.3. We're gonna draw it on the surface. I think I'm going to 0.2. 0.0.2. I'm gonna draw this like that. Oops. It's not very neat, but I think in the end, when you're sort of rendering, hopefully it will work. I'm gonna keep this for now. I'm not really happy with it yet, but I'm gonna add some other details first because it's scaring the crap out of me. Yeah, let's keep them for now, and then we're gonna add some little details first, and then we'll see what we'll do. Alright, let's add some fences and stuff to it. Shift A, mesh, a plane, where is it? Grab. Subdivide. Am I dropping frames? I don't know what YouTube is all about. YouTube is whining that it's not getting enough frames. Add modifier, wireframe. And then I think, is it the bevel or the solidify that we can use? Solidify. All right. Wait, set origin to geometry. Grab. Put it there. How big is this thing? If this is, let's say this is human size. We need a human for scale to continue. That's kind of important. I think I have a human somewhere. Let me check. No, not here. Blender. Blah blah blah. Let's see. Oh, I really should reorganize my folders. It's a one big mess. But oh well. I think I have a human. Yes. Copy the human. Not the rig, just the human. Control C. Does the rig come with it? Oh. Well, doesn't really matter. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, hopefully we can make something cool. So yeah, this is sort of a human for scale, I guess. Where's the rig? Where's the human? The meta rig. Delete. The pose. Delete the pose. No. Unlink. Hide. Delete. Delete. Doesn't really matter. Grab. Oops. No, it's still unlinked. Alright. So there's my human for scale. I think those that little ladder is probably about right, So, what we can do actually is grab these. Extrude. Extrude. There we go. There's a little ladder. We can duplicate it and maybe put it somewhere else. Mirror on the Y. Grab. Put a little ladder there as well. Okay. Excuse me. Some more little fences and thingies. Cube? No, not a cube. A mesh, a cylinder. Let's make it 16 vertices. Grab. And then modifier wireframe. And then modifier solidify. And then maybe even a bevel. Does the bevel help or not? Oh yeah, the bevel definitely helps. Grab. I don't know what it is, but hey, it's something. Duplicate it to here. There we go. Grab X. There we go. Something like that. Um, the back side is a little bit undetailed. You could use some tubes. Maybe add a little ladder. Where's the cursor? Cursor. Boom. Shift A, mesh, plane, scale, X, grab a bunch of loop cuts. And one loop cut like that. And then we go to modifiers, wireframe, boom, modifiers, solidify, two, that's a little bit too much. Add a bevel, 5. Scale it, grab it, rotate it. Oh, that's something. It's not too much detail yet, but every bit counts. Yeah, I think I'm going to start to make a little scene with this puppy. Grab X. Oh boy. These are all instances, so if I move anything from this, it's going to be bad. So we can't move that, so we need to make sure that we keep that out of the camera. Shift A. make it 250 watts. Shift D, grab something like that. I think I want to move the camera. And let's see. Plus per 2. Something like this. Do I change the aspect ratio? I don't think so. Alright, cool. So there we go. So let's make a little scene around this. Because our set origin. Shift a plane. Scale. I kind of want this to be in my rendered view, yes, and then we can use non-rendered view here. Grab, see, something like that. Shift a cube, grab it over there, scale it down. Rotate 90 degrees along the X. Add an array. Uh, 1.5. No, let's do 2 or 3.5. Something like that. Shift D, grab Y. Maybe something like that. just the most simple scene ever. And then we want some lights, area lights, rotate 180 on the x-axis, grab Z, grab X, rotate on the X, and then let's say 50. 50 is a little bit much. 25 watts with something like that. Shift D, grab there is a way to make them share all the same properties. You know what? For now, I'm gonna make this just scale X, one big sort of light, which we can make all the colors of the rainbow. That's my cube. Edit mode. Subdivide. Grab Y. Scale. R, let's say about modifier, wireframe, modifier, solidify, bevel. something like this for our first mock-up. Oops. Where is the meta rig? Grab X. Grab X. See. Something like that. Oops. And then we probably need something like a background city, and we need to model stuff like that. Let's quickly add some materials to at least get something. I got some polygon materials, so let's select the textures. Boom. Accept. So for the ground we would like asphalt. No, I think we're gonna do a lot of stuff like this. Load and apply materials. Boom. Let's do the same for this. Floor and walls. And let's see. Let's unwrap these. UV unwrap. UV smart project maybe? Yeah, that goes better. I still don't like it. We need a different material for this one. Brushed metal. Ooh, it's very shiny. I think I'm gonna go with the same material on the pillars for now. Yes, we're gonna change that, of course. Let's see, maybe UV smart UV project. Yes. Smart UV project. Yes. UV smart. All right. UV smart. Boom. Nope. Wait. Boom. Let's change it to Walkways. Change it to Walkways. Change it to Walkways. All right. I'd like an image to put there in the background. Galaxy space. Not space bar, space. Save image as images. Save. And then images is planes. Grab it. Scale it. Boom. That's quick. Shading. Shift D. Color into emission. Boom. It's not great, but it's something to hold on to have a something to start with. All right, and then what can we do for this one? UV smart project. All right. It's not that great, is it? Now we need to texture it. Let's do the let's see. Seems a little bit silly, but look, it kind of works. Armor. What if we do this? If we grab the armor. I don't think we need anything for that. I think we just go in and grab a color. For now. And of course we need to We need to do a better job, but for now, it's gonna be this. Let's see what we have here. Look, it actually starts to look okay. Let's go for the walkways for this one, and for this one as well. By the way, I think we can dim the lights a little bit. Maybe even get rid of this one. Still need to get better at this, at quickly texturing stuff, but and there's still got to be a bunch of details, of course. could also go for, let's hide this for now. Make this oh. Don't worry, it's not the final final render. It looks really bad. Oh boy, it was looking, I was like, it's looking decent. Until yeah. Oh well. Hmm. It almost looked better without the the materials attached. But I have to say, there is no bump maps, all that kind of stuff. It's all missing. So yeah, that's probably gonna add a lot of detail. Because if we look at from the small view, it starts to look decent. So that's something. Let's go to shading. Let's go to world and let's go to principal volume. And then boom. Watch how everything goes dark. And then set the density to 0 or set the density to 0.1. 0.5. Oh. I wondered if we were to render this in cycles, how it would look. Normally I render in cycles. We definitely need bloom. Volumetric shadow, shadows. That's a lot better already. And what if we were to change this to a more bluish light? let's say we make it 75 watts, and we're gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna Y it, and that's actually a lot better already. What if we were to set, wait, where are we? Over here. To set this one to shade smooth. Also better. And the inner ring I'd like to shade smooth as well. What if we duplicate this light? Grab it on the X, grab it on the Z. Should we just add some spotlights? Like 1,000-watt spotlight. 1,000-watt spotlight. Where is it? And then in shading, go and set this to 0.5. All right. Yeah, it's too blurry. You know what? I'm gonna save this image. Save as side. Oops. Side. File APC. Render 01 EV. Right, I'm gonna do a after this stream I'm gonna do a cycles render, and I'm gonna just put it in Photoshop and see what we can do with it. Maybe I will do different angles and stuff like that. I'm not sure if how I'm gonna approach this. There's too much volumetric fog at this point So I tend to do that too much to my images. So you know what? I'm gonna immediately change it to point like this again. Look, this image is much clearer, I think. Vehicles. Nope. Yeah, it's a lot clearer. I think it's better. Anyway, that was that. I'm still gonna take my sweet time to build it, to render it. But I still need to work on my workflow, so to say. I need to know what to model, what not to model, because I'm gonna put stuff in Photoshop. I want to see how the render turns out in cycles, and see what I can do with that, because I think the render is gonna be much better in cycles. But that's gonna kill my PC if I do it like that right now. So yeah, this is it for today. I think I'm actually quite happy with what we modeled. So I might work on it in my own time, just working on texturing and stuff like that, because that's something that makes or breaks the image. I mean, yeah, it definitely does. Because it looks I feel like it looks really cool. Like it is untextured. I think it looks even cooler untextured than it does textured. So I did something wrong with the texturing. But that's something we can work on. But I don't want it to slow down my workflow, because I've worked a long time on this thing, and it's partly because I'm streaming as well. I think I work like 30% slower, maybe even more, and part of it is just getting used to Blender. I mean, I'm not even using it for 2 months now, and I'm figuring out how I want to exactly integrate it into my workflow, because we've worked for 2.5 hours today or something on it. Last week was the same, so we spent 5 hours on this image, which, to be fair, is way too long. I think I'm gonna stream. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably next week. Yes, let me think about it. Yeah, next week I'm going to stream. I'm not sure about the week after that. But I'm definitely gonna stream next week on Thursday. Maybe I will start to do more streams, and not only on Thursday, but streaming is quite taxing, because you talk about the stuff you do, or I try to, but as you've noticed, I go quiet quite a lot, and that's because my brain just can't figure out talking and modeling and all that stuff together. I need to work on my modeling skills to improve that. Um, so yeah, it took way too long, maybe, I think. On the other hand, we learned a lot. I'm gonna render this in cycles. I'm gonna see how it turns out, and then next week or next time, I may do some texturing and stuff on my own. But we're gonna continue with this one, and then hopefully we can actually finish it and do the rest. Sort of do the finishing touches in Photoshop. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.